Hello everyone, welcome back to Linux for Noobs. In today's video, we are going to talk about the terminal, what it is, how it works, and we will cover some basic commands to get you started. Let's jump in. The terminal is essentially an emulator. It allows us to interact with the shell. The shell is a program that takes commands from the user and sends them to the operating system to perform specific tasks. The terminal emulators help us to communicate with the shell. You can remember it this way. We have Python. We can write a script in Python, but for that we use VS Code or we use idle. Similarly, we use terminal to interact with the shell. Depending on your Linux distro or desktop environment, your terminal might have different name. KDE usually uses console. GNOME has GNOME terminal. So here I am using Cinnamon. However, I am using GNOME terminal because I am comfortable with it and I have been using it for a long time. Some distros ship with their own terminal emulators. When you open your terminal, the first thing you will notice is the prompt. And the first word here is your username. After the @ symbol, the second word is your machine's name. After that, there is this worm-like symbol. This is called tilde. Tilde basically means our home directory. No matter where you are in the Linux file system, if you ever want to go back to your home directory, you can always use this symbol. This is like a shortcut. So you need to remember this, that tilde means home directory. If you navigate to another folder, this symbol will update to reflect its current path. For example, if I want to see where I am, I can type pwd, which means print working directory, hit enter. Right now I am in the home and then sick. And if I move to another directory, let's just say cd and then downloads, so now you will see that it says downloads instead of that symbol. So this will show you the current directory. And if I type cd and then tilde, it's gonna take me to the home directory. And then comes this symbol right here, the $sign. This means that you are using a regular user account. If you see a hash, something like this, or a pound instead of $, that means you are logged in as a root. And if you see that, you need to stop immediately because running commands as root can break your system, and it's not a standard practice even for advanced users. Most modern Linux installers force you to create a user account during setup, so 99% of you should already see the $symbol. If you don't, I would suggest you to make a regular user account first, then you can follow along. Let's type something. I'm gonna clear this up by typing clear, CLEAR, hit enter. Let's type who am I. Who am I will show you the current user, which is sick. And similarly, if you want to print your machine's name, you can type host name and it will give you your machine's name. These commands are read-only commands because they do not execute or create or manipulate a file or directory. So this is just to get us familiar with the terminal, so nothing fancy. I will cover more complex topics like how to structure a command, but before that we need to learn how to navigate the file system through terminal. We will also learn wildcards, how to use options, long option flags, etc. So don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss any upcoming videos. Okay, so another thing you need to know is that terminal saves up to 1000 commands you can browse through history. So for example, if you have to repeat a command in the same session, you can You don't have to type it again. You can just use up and down arrow keys to browse through it. For example, if you can see here, I can see the previous commands. I can go back and forth by using up and down arrow key on my keyboard. And if I want to say, let's just say I want to copy paste something in the GNOME terminal, I can do that by using Ctrl+Shift+C and Ctrl+Shift+V for copy and paste respectively. Let's just say I have copied a command from a website and I want to paste that in the terminal. I can do that as well. I just need to copy the command from the browser, and then you can use the middle click of the mouse to paste that command in the terminal. And if you are typing the command instead of copying and pasting, you need to be careful that the terminal, all the commands are case sensitive. That means file and file are two different files, and similarly downloads and downloads are two different folders. So this is something you need to keep in mind if you are typing the commands manually. Alright, so let's try some more commands. I can type date to check the time and today's day and month and time zone, nothing fancy. Then I can also type df. This will show you all the connected storage devices like hard drives, SSDs. For a beginner, these are very overwhelming, and I can totally understand that, but we can convert them in human readable form, which I will cover in the upcoming videos. Do not get intimidated. The whole point of this channel is we need to get familiar with the terminal no matter what, and I will teach you the command line. This is my mission, and we are all noobs. We are all here to learn, and considering the track on which the Microsoft is on, I think in the future there will be many more Linux users, so videos like this will be helpful for them. Alright, I can try free. This will show me the RAM usage and swap memory usage. Alright, and apart from that, I can also see the history of the commands which I have used. So these are the commands which I have used, right? And I can clear it up by typing clear. You can try some other interesting commands as well. For example, you can try neofetch. If you have not installed it, you need to install it first. Okay, so if I type neofetch, hit enter, it will show you specifications. And similarly, I have CMatrix installed. I will try that CMatrix. This will give this cool effect. I can quit it by using Q. Steam locomotive. These are some, funny commands. So the point is, these commands are only readable. I showed you these commands because I want you to get familiar with the terminal. So we will take baby steps because I do not want you to feel overwhelmed. Another thing which I want to share with you guys is that terminal is a very powerful tool. When I first migrated from Windows, I didn't use terminal for so many months because I always thought that graphic user interface is the best, and why would anyone even use terminal unless they are like running a server or remote work like SSH. However, I was so wrong, and now with 100% confidence I can say that terminal is much faster, especially for repetitive tasks. It offers more control than graphic user interface. Sometimes it's the only way to fix the system level issues, especially on Linux. So sometimes it's our only option. We have to get familiar with the terminal at some point if we are using Linux. Another thing I want to remind you again that terminal emulator and shell are two different things. The shell is like a brain which understands and runs your commands, and the terminal is like a keyboard and screen that lets you to talk to that brain. That's it for today's video. Thanks for watching. If you learned something today, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.